Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marcos Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. I'm John Carroll in for Maya Trabulsi. Today, arts advocates, city leaders, and philanthropists announced a plan to restore San Diego's arts and culture funding. KPBS reporter Tammy Murga says their proposal comes as the mayor's budget calls for an 85% cut in that funding.
The proposal would restore nearly all of the funding for city arts programs Mayor Todd Gloria has proposed slashing in his budget.
This is not about funding some abstract luxury. This is about protecting one of San Diego's greatest strengths. Yet for too long, we've been trapped in the same vicious cycle: arts cuts, followed by community outrage, uncertainty, and last-minute efforts to save what should never have been put at risk in the first place.
Right now, local theaters, cultural events, and other city arts programs would lose out on $11.8 million in funding. The proposed budget would bring roughly $14 million for arts and culture grants to $2 million starting in July.
It's been the same budget battle. There has to be a better way.
Outside San Diego City Hall, surrounded by artists, philanthropists, and government leaders, City Council member Kent Lee announced a way out of those cuts: $10.3 million for arts and culture. The spending plan consists of three sources: $6 million in hotel tax revenue, $1.3 million in grant funding, and $3 million from the Prebys Foundation.
We're demonstrating that when we all work together, we can create solutions that are more ambitious, more sustainable, and more reflective of our shared values than any of us could possibly achieve on our own.
The foundation's contribution is only a one-time fix. Oliphant says leaders in arts, government, philanthropy, and tourism are discussing ways to create a more stable funding model for arts and culture in the region. For now, the prospect of restoring funds was welcome news.
The word that comes to mind today is encouraged and relieved.
The proposal needs approval from the City Council and the mayor. They will vote on the budget Tuesday. Tammy Murga, KPBS News.
It's been a relatively hot time, especially across the interior. Temperatures will begin to drop off. And tonight, by the way, we're pretty comfortable. Low 60s, San Diego, El Cajon, Chula Vista, 61, 62, 63. Will be around 60 in Mount Laguna. Campo gets down to 49, but Borrego Springs will stay in the upper 60s. Over the next few days, the heat will back off, but the wind will pick up, and there is some degree of a wildfire risk, especially across far interior parts of Southern California as the winds pick up. Details ahead.
Misrepresentation about LGBTQ youth services shaped a local school board's decision to change mental health providers. That, according to a new grand jury report. KPBS education reporter Katie Anastas says the report found the decision deprived students of mental health services for months.
At a 2023 meeting, the board was set to vote on renewing its contract with San Diego Youth Services. The district had worked with the provider since 1998. Anthony Carnevale spoke during public comment. He's a parent in the district and a member of the Cajon Valley School Board.
It's been a great deal of time looking into San Diego Youth Services. They advertise talks to kids on top surgery and transitioning.
He referred to a program from San Diego Youth Services called Our Safe Place. It provides mental health services for LGBTQ youth and can provide referrals to gender-affirming care. That led Jim Kelly to request that the board discuss the contract with San Diego Youth Services.
Yes, I'd like to pull T1 and T14.
Do you want?
Yes, please.
The entire T1?
No, just the part that was brought up by Anthony.
Board member Gary Woods said Carnevale had given information to the superintendent.
We need to look for alternatives that best reflect the East County values.
The board voted 3-1 to deny renewal of the contract. The grand jury says the board's decision was based on, quote, falsehoods and misrepresentations about care provided to LGBTQ+ students.
Our Safe Place was not a program that was actually located within the schools.
Jonathan Castillo is the CEO of San Diego Youth Services. He says students are only referred to outside programs like Our Safe Place if a mental health clinician thinks it's appropriate.
When the need is identified and it comes up, and with the consent of parents and with the consent of course, the student as well, we link them to those services.
Report says the next school year started with no suicide prevention program and without 6 mental health clinicians. It took 4 months for a new provider to start working for the district. The jury found that the board's decision did not represent the community's best interests and was potentially harmful to students. In an email, district spokesperson Colin McGlashan said, quote, disagreement with a board decision is not, in and of itself, evidence that board policies, bylaws, or the education code were violated. The district has 90 days to comment on the report's findings and recommendations. Katie Anastas, KPBS News.
The last day of school is usually one of the most exciting days of the year, but for families, teachers, and staff of Central Elementary School in Imperial Beach, it's a day they've dreaded. The school closed down today, and 2 more South Bay Union District schools are slated to close in the next few years. It's part of a plan to consolidate campuses and reduce maintenance costs.
I was really sad, honestly, because we really like this school. It's a small community school. The school that he's going to go to is bigger, like physically bigger. There's going to be a lot more children there. So just adapting, and it's hard when you're little.
In a statement to our media partner KGTV back in April, the South Bay Union School District said, quote, our focus remains on delivering a strong educational experience for all students. To do that, we must make fiscally responsible decisions that ensure our expenditures remain aligned with our revenues. Imperial Valley voters have rejected a controversial candidate for the Imperial Irrigation District. That's the region's powerful water and power agency. KPBS reporter Corey Suzuki says Carlos Duran's campaign was backed by a Southern California data center developer.
Duran was running for a seat on IID's board of directors. He had previously worked for the data center developer, Imperial Valley Computer Manufacturing. Campaign filings show he took $30,000 in donations from the company. Company CEO Sebastian Rucci had accused IID of not giving them a transparent process. Here's Rucci speaking on KQED's forum earlier this year.
I was actually given the absolute reverse, which I thought was illegal. So I handled it politically instead of going back at it legally.
During Tuesday's primary election, though, voters rejected Duran by a wide margin, instead voting to re-elect incumbent director Alex Cardenas, who served on IID's board of directors for 8 years. Cardenas says he sees the results as a sign that voters valued experience and a sense of ethics.
They want a transparent government that doesn't placate to special interests.
Duran did not respond to an interview request. Corey Suzuki, KPBS News.
California voters are still awaiting final results from Tuesday's primary election, but just a few moments ago, the Associated Press announced the 2 candidates who will face off to become the next governor of California. That's in November. Republican political commentator Steve Hilton and Biden administration Health Secretary Javier Becerra are the top 2. The 2 currently hold 27% and 26% of the vote, respectively. Here in San Diego County, Democrats are hoping to flip the District 5 county supervisor seat, currently held by Republican Jim Desmond. He's running for Congress in the 48th District. Right now, the Republican mayor of San Marcos, Rebecca Jones, holds a commanding lead with 41% of the early vote. Democrat Kyle Crahell is second with about 21%, and Vista Mayor Republican John Franklin is just behind him with 19%. Stay up to date on June primary election results by visiting the KPBS Voter Hub. There you can find the latest results of all the races. And if you voted, you can find information on how to track your ballot to make sure your vote is counted. Just check out kpbs.org/voterhub.
I'm Jeff Bennett. Tonight on the NewsHour, why hiring surged last month despite concerns over the Iran war. That's at 7 after Evening Edition on KPBS.
KPBS is working to break down the complexities of immigration in the Trump era, from the mass deportation campaign to cross-border economics. In this border brief, investigative border reporter Gustavo Solis breaks down the latest lawsuit challenging California's sanctuary laws.
California is getting sued over one of its sanctuary laws. Again, this is now the third time someone has legally challenged the constitutionality of the California Values Act. Both previous attempts failed. I'm Gustavo Solis, and this is the Border Brief. Today, we're going to break down the latest lawsuit. We're going to see why El Cajon is suing California, who is behind the case, and how this argument compares to those in previous failed efforts. Let's begin with the Sanctuary Law, aka the California Values Act of 2017. The law generally prohibits state and local cops from helping ICE and other agencies enforce federal immigration law. Local police officers here cannot ask you for your immigration status. They cannot share your home address with ICE or transfer you to immigration authorities without having a judicial warrant. And like I said before, it's already been challenged twice, both times on constitutional grounds, claiming the law violated the Supremacy Clause of the Constitution, which mandates that federal laws take precedence over conflicting state laws. The first lawsuit was brought in 2018 by the Trump administration. A judge named John Mendez, who was appointed by Republican President George W. Bush, dismissed the case. Trump appealed and lost. The Supreme Court declined to hear the case. The second lawsuit is a little bit more recent, this one from 2025 by the city of Huntington Beach. A judge, Sunshine Sykes, appointed by Democrat President Joe Biden, dismissed the case without prejudice, meaning the city can sue again. In her decision, Judge Sykes said that Huntington Beach cannot sue California in this case because cities in California generally lack standing to challenge state law on constitutional grounds. Now let's talk about round 3. This time it is the city of El Cajon versus the state of California. This lawsuit was just filed a few weeks ago, and like the others, it claims that the California Values Act violates the Supremacy Clause of the US Constitution. But it also makes another argument that was not used before, which is that the sanctuary law plus other public benefits that California provides to undocumented immigrants actually encourages them to come to the US illegally. Now, will this lawsuit succeed where others have failed? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer or a legal scholar, but I am a journalist here in San Diego County, and I know that this is not the first time El Cajon has butted heads with the state over immigration enforcement. In fact, Mayor Bill Wells is a big Trump supporter, and he has criticized the sanctuary law multiple times. Last year, he supported a controversial but mostly performative ordinance declaring the city's support for Trump's immigration agenda. And the state attorney general is currently suing El Cajon for sharing license plate reader data with federal law enforcement agencies. It could be a potential violation of state sanctuary law. And I also know that Wells is getting legal help from the conservative think tank called America First Policy Institute. It was founded by a bunch of former Trump administration officials, and part of their mission statement is to strengthen federal-local partnerships to promote, quote, America First principles like mass deportation. This lawsuit definitely feels like just one battle in a long war between California and conservative organizations over the sanctuary laws. Like I said, it was filed just a few weeks ago, so I definitely plan to keep an eye on it. Thanks for watching another episode of The Border Brief. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on immigration-related news.
The labor market defied expectations during May. U.S. employers added more jobs than economists forecast, but the report also indicated Americans may have a tougher time keeping up with higher prices. Karen Kafa reports.
The U.S. labor market fired up last month despite energy and inflation pressures due to the war in Iran. The Labor Department said the U.S. economy added 172,000 jobs in May, more than economists expected. The unemployment rate stayed steady at 4.3%. Top White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett crediting President Donald Trump's policies.
The supply side policies of President Trump, from deregulation to the big beautiful bill to no tax on overtime, that it's having a big positive supply side effect. And that's something that keeps surprising Wall Street economists over and over.
While hiring seems to have found its footing, annual wage growth slowed to 3.4% in May from 3.6% in April, while inflation was up 3.8% year over year in April as gas prices fueled price hikes across goods and services, raising concerns about where consumer spending could be headed.
Consumer buying power is contracting, not improving. And we know that when we look at surveys of Americans, you've sort of got competition for their biggest economic worries between essentially inflation or affordability.
The combination of accelerating inflation and a robust labor market makes it less likely that the Federal Reserve will announce an interest rate cut on June 17th after its next meeting. The rate decision will be the first, with President Trump's Fed chair pick Kevin Warsh presiding. In Washington, I'm Karen Kefa.
San Diego soccer fans can get a taste of World Cup action at Snapdragon Stadium this weekend. Tomorrow, the Swiss national team will take on Australia in what's known as a friendly match. This is not an official World Cup game. The official kickoff is Thursday. The Swiss team is using the field, you see them there, at the San Diego Jewish Academy in Carmel Valley as their base camp. Swiss team coach Murat Yakin says the team has gotten a warm welcome in San Diego. And at a news conference today, he said playing here is a good way for his team to acclimate to the North American climate.
It's a good test for us 1 week before we start. And of course, I want to see my games and my players in our game, that we have the quality. So it's a new test, a new opponent, and that's why we're happy to play here in San Diego.
Tomorrow's game begins at noon at Snapdragon. There's another game planned on Sunday at Snapdragon. The Colombian national team will take on Jordan at 4 in the afternoon. As the FIFA World Cup nears, athletes and fans may be facing challenges beyond the competition. A new climate analysis predicts dangerously hot and humid conditions during some of the matches. Maribel Gonzalez spoke with athletes about how to safely compete in those conditions.
An analysis by the World Weather Attribution found that the number of games expected to be played in exceedingly hot temperatures were more likely during this year's FIFA World Cup compared to the last time the U.S. hosted the tournament back in 1994. Now, the heat will not only affect those players, but all athletes who compete outdoors this summer. The drills are heating up on the field for the players of the LA Force, and soon the temperatures will too as the team kicks off the season. A new analysis by the World Weather Attribution Organization predicts some FIFA World Cup games to be held in the southern and inland parts of the U.S. and Mexico could experience extreme heat and high humidity due to climate change. And while these players won't be in those matches, as athletes, they understand what it takes to stay safe in those conditions.
I mean, the main message is staying hydrated, I would say.
You have to at least hydrate 48 hours and consistently throughout the week just so you're in shape.
Failing to do so can quickly put a strain on the body.
When it's hot, I mean, dry mouth, exhaustion. A lot of it has to do with decision making as well, right? When you're tired, your decision making goes out the window.
The team's coach, Dekel Kanan, is a veteran professional soccer player who knows prepping and competing safely doesn't start on game day.
It's much more than those 90 minutes that people see on the TV. Ideally, a lot of rest, a lot of food, good nutrition, a lot of hydration, ice baths, saunas, a lot of massages, a lot of things behind the scenes that nobody sees.
And for those cheering on the athletes,
it gets pretty warm in the bleachers as well, so I would also say bring your own water, a hat if you need it.
The World Weather Attribution report found that while air-conditioned stadiums may reduce heat exposure within the venues, the extreme heat can still pose danger for people gathering or celebrating outside. Reporting in Los Angeles, I'm Maribel Gonzalez.
Well, the winds will be active over the next few days across the interior. That will lead to some fire danger. but it will also take a bite out of the heat. We have a cold front crossing much of the Great Basin, and while the core of the cold front is going to stay to our northeast, it will subtract from our temperatures in the interior there where you've been sweating it out a little bit. It'll be breezy in the mountains and passes. That's why there is some fire danger. And next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, rough surf, some beach and boating hazards there. So just be aware of that as well. That's on the horizon. Tonight, thickening clouds. The low-level clouds will return. The marine layer, 63 for your low. And Saturday is going to be a breezy time in the mountains. Very warm in the interior, but temps will begin to hedge downward. Most of the showers and storms stay way east into the southern Rockies. We're going to be dry regionally. A little more cloud cover for the coast there and brighter inland. Temperatures will drop, though, to around 100. Still hot, but not as hot as it had been in Borrego Springs. Other areas like Mount Laguna, upper 60s for you. Low 80s in Ramona, will be around 70 in San Diego. So some relief from the recent heat will be on the way. Here's our cold front. You can see the cooler air being introduced behind that. And it'll be dry locally. We're not going to expect any rain from this, obviously. We're into the dry season for sure now. And on Monday, as that front continues to move east, what was once hot is now warm in many areas off to the north over the interior west. But locally, again, if you get into the deserts, it'll still be uncomfortable, but not as bad as it had been. The winds will be a little more active, though, with the front passing through. And because of that active wind, there is some fire danger. Fire danger is going to be greatest from Vegas into central parts of Utah, but some moderate fire danger into some areas near Borrego Springs and points east and northeast. So low humidity, gusty winds, that vegetation is indeed dry. For the coast, not a whole lot of movement here temperature-wise. We'll be dealing with morning clouds, afternoon sun, very comfortable, low to mid 70s across the board. Inland areas here, you're going to be a little cooler on Saturday, but still mid to upper 70s most days moving forward. Some clouds in the morning, especially a little farther west, closer to the coast. Bright, nice afternoons. Mountains here, you're going to be especially cool, hovering down into the low 60s. With that wind, it will be breezy on Monday and Tuesday, bouncing back up to near 70 on Wednesday. And in the deserts, we're actually benefiting from this to the point that we get all the way down to 94 for your highs Monday and Tuesday. So enjoy that. It's on the horizon, a nice cool down coming. It's all relative, but we'll take it as it comes. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jeff Cornish for KPBS News.
Most people change jobs several times throughout their careers. So imagine spending a half a century at just one job. KPBS health reporter Heidi DeMarco introduces us to a man who's done just that and who says he has no plans to retire.
Every morning, security supervisor Tom McKevick starts another day at Frederica Manor, making his rounds through the Chula Vista retirement community he first joined in 1976.
Hello.
He never planned to stay this long. In fact, he seems almost surprised that anyone thinks it's a big deal.
You never know what the future is going to be. It's just the way life presented itself.
What many people see as a security job, McKivick sees as helping others. Some days that means responding to medical emergencies. Other days, it's simply checking in.
Every day is like an open book. You never know what's going to happen.
Along the way, he's formed friendships with residents like Charlie Bradley.
Yeah, that sounds like classical Spanish.
The two bond over a shared love of music.
Tom always seems to be there when we need somebody to take care of us. He watches over us. It's kind of like having our own protector.
If you ask him what he's loved most about the last 50 years...
I guess that I can be of service to people. That I can help them out. That I can be an important part of their life.
Serving others, he says, has brought its own rewards.
You meet some fascinating people, too. It's a situation where you're helping them, but in a lot of ways, like emotionally, and in other ways, they're helping you.
The job gives him structure, friendships, and something to look forward to each day. And despite reaching a milestone few workers ever do, he says he has no plans to retire. Today, residents and staff filled a room with balloons, cake, and stories celebrating his 50 years of service.
This was remarkable and unexpected. I appreciate being appreciated, but you guys went way over the top. And
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
While others see an extraordinary career, McKivick sees something much simpler. A job he still enjoys, and a community that's given as much to him as he's given to them. Heidi DeMarco, KPBS News.
In the interest of full disclosure, Frederica Manor is a supporter of KPBS. The former estate of Theodore Geisel, more commonly known as acclaimed children's book author Dr. Seuss, and his wife recently sold for $9 million. The 5,000 square foot Spanish Revival La Jolla home sits on roughly 1.5 acres and features landscape ocean views. The Union Tribune says the home's new residents also have an affinity for books, as the owners and operators of La Jolla-based Bird Rock Bookshop. The UT reports that up to 42 of Geisel's published works were written at the home, such as Green Eggs and Ham and The Cat in the Hat, adding that the home's tower and office have been designated as historic by the San Diego Historical Resources Board. Nice. Be sure to join us tonight for KPBS News This Week, where we revisit the most impactful and intriguing original reporting of the week. This Week airs every Friday at 8:30 right here on KPBS. You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. I'm John Carroll. Have an excellent evening and a wonderful weekend.
Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marcos Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.